This video is going to be a bit different. It's going to be a tutorial and an RPG gameplay. You may be wondering, what do I mean by this? This video is going to be your starter guide to playing a classic RPG or modern RPG, depending on what you want. And stay tuned, because today, we're just going to do that. Ready to the intro. Hey everyone, this is BWK here. So, yeah, I had this video idea for a while, and I decided to implement it today. So, let me know what you guys think down below, and yeah, and a lot of people, and some people are going to be curious. I was like, wait, how are you able to? Wait, you can't. That doesn't make sense. How can you teach people to play an RPG game? We know how to do it by now. RPGs have been around for the longest time, and yeah, I know. So, and I can totally understand that. But there are some things. But if you change these habits into playing RPGs, then I guarantee you probably have more fun with it. So yeah, that being said, let's hop around it. And it was like subscribe, I said 4, but that being said, let's hop right in. So yes, so for this example, so basically any RPG, so when playing any classic RPG or modern RPG, depending on what you want, it might have implemented the same style with a sword and a mobs. So yeah, for this example, we're playing Divinity RPG, or was it Divinity RPG? Let me take a look. It's called Divinity RPG. Yep, Science 2018 RPG, I think. Yeah, 2018 RPG that was published a year, 2 years before, two years after Infinity, and I believe a year after Crimson. I don't know, but yeah. Anyways, this will be a bit. Anyways, let's get to it. So, anyways, so for starters, now you may have done times like this before. So many RPGs guys will just go to a mob and simply attack them, and they'll drag them up, and you see it. So yeah, it's very simple. Is that I get that. I can understand why you do that. A lot of people just seem to do that a lot. So, but there's a bit more. There's more to it meets the eye. So, actually, let me go into a higher level area. That way, I can show you. That way, I'll be a bit more easier to show. So, for example, let's go to this area right here, which I believe is okay. So basically, you might see these ice monsters, and your first thing to do is not do anything, just attack them. I mean, simply, and you probably take damage on a lot of stuff. However, though, let's just go ahead and do this instead. So instead of doing that, we may want to do is go into full screen, or go to first person, or go to lock shift and switch that on. And when they start following you, go ahead and move backwards or whatever, and move backwards or the S key. So yeah, it's pretty much interesting, I'd say. I mean, I know a lot of people have been wanting this, but some tips will totally enhance your gameplay and probably may help you grind RPGs a bit more. I mean, it's not like an esports or anything like that. I mean, but if you just know your keybinds and stuff, and just know your WASD, then you should be good to go, honestly, and all that stuff. And I know it might seem kind of weird why I'm saying this, why I'm making a video on something like this, so basic, but I just feel like more guides to work on this. So yeah, oh nice, cool. Anyways, let's use a boss as a better example, probably, if he does have that much damage. I'm not sure why my sword does a lot more damage, but okay. Anyways, so yeah, there's also ways you can cheese a boss too if they do have the classic follow distance. But basically, you'll notice that they follow you from straight lines. So basically, you do something like that, and you can choose boss instantly like that. So, and it could be something like, but if the creator made it easier, then made it harder to choose mob, then you're screwed. But yeah, that's basically about it. Another tip you could do is when playing an RPG, you're not working on, but playing it, is make sure to look at the info, the wiki, or whatever resource they have that shows the drops of the swords. Because most communities in an RPG game, RPG games may have something that shows the drop chances and rare drop chances stuff. If they do have potions or other game mechanics like potions, like luck potions and toil, look into that too. So it depends. It's mainly just many. It's kind of different for every RPG game. But the basic scenario is looking at that. So, and also and also recommend using some mobs if mobs are in a clutter. If mobs are like in a clutter place, like Nylordian, for example. Actually, let me pull that up real quick. Like, for example. So basically, you saw mobs that were able to follow you at first, right? So let's say, for example, you didn't really know. Let's say you're playing a game like Nylordian, which had used Droplets kit and had mobs that basically They basically weren't. They basically didn't do that, but instead attach it as soon as as you dealt the first blow, like this, for example. Or wait, it's not like that. Hold on. I need to find a good sword that actually deals with the amount of damage. Yeah, like that, for example. Notice how they're only attacking you to that. So it's recommended to use to find mobs that are not in clutter, or recommended to find mobs that can be killed one at a time, like cluttered mobs, like mobs that are in the same place or something like that. So let me just find the mob so it actually kills them. Ah, yes, the Eye of Levian. Oh, it's been up here since March. Damn, 3 months have passed since the Eye of Levian was released. Jesus Christ, that's just a long time. But yeah, anyways, find also a good way to find. Also, I recommend long swords. Also, you may be wondering, also range. There's also a lot of people have been asking what's better, range or cooldown. Well, it really depends on the sword itself. So if you want a good sword that has long range, but at the same time has multi-hit or auto-hit or whatever heck, but also doesn't have less of a cooldown, more of a cooldown, or doesn't have much of a cooldown, then it's recommended to find a sword. It really depends on the story on the game itself. So it's like if you want, and also how far close swords are to each other. So there's really nothing much about that. So yeah, there you have it right there. Now there's also some other things I've been asked too. Like for example, if bosses are more, if you should go for bosses or the mobs. Well, it really depends on the game itself, but Nightlordian tends to strike more resilience into the bosses, so I'll say the bosses for that one. But if you're talking about games like Lords of the Multiverse, where bosses can be so powerful, then it's really up to them. It's really up to that. But for the formula that Nightlordian has, it's kind of this game. It's kind of more so related. It can kind of more so benefit more from the bosses, and depending on also many other games too. Some games might have features like spawn bosses, where basically bosses will spawn with a chance. I know that's such RNG. I'm aware of that. So yeah, basically you're just what you're trying to do. What I'm trying to say is that it really depends on the game. So there are some other features that games have too. So now, let's say you were in a game that had other features like potions. Potions are really popular in the RPG community, for example, such as Pure Astron Stars RPG. So yeah, this is still a general guide on RPGs, but we're going to talk about Pure Astron Stars RPG. So let's say you're playing games such as Pure Astron Stars RPG, which had its own potion system. That's cool, right? I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, potions are great. And yes, oh, that's cool. Anyways, Pure Astron Stars RPG has its own potion system, and you may be wondering what's a good time to use potions. Well, depending on the game, you would see, depending on the string potion, it's really good to look at the potion stuff here. Like sometimes if the game creators weren't lazy enough, or if the game creators aren't lazy, then they probably would give us a general insight on what the potion does. For example, this gives you 8% HP. This gives you 50% damage and caps at 50%. So pretty cool. And then there's also depending on bosses too, you also may want to have a look at and also every area has worlds, for example. But depending on RPG, many RPGs seem to fly towards more an open world. So like if you're trying to look for an open world, then most of them, if the creators also were nice enough, they probably would give out potion or portals as well. So basically, if you wanted to, let's say. So basically, it's really recommended to take a look at what the RPG game has in general, if it has portals, portal rooms, sewer bosses, and all that stuff. Though if they also had their own Trello or wiki, then Tori would recommend looking into that too. You may want to join their Discord server too, because for a game that does. Rexo World is a good example. It has its own Trello. I think at least. Let me take a look real quick. Let me take a look just to make sure. I think if I'm correct, I don't want to spread any false information, but I believe, yep, they do have a Trello. So, yes, wait on. Do they have a Trello? Yeah, they do have a Trello. Yeah, they do have Trello. I believe Pure Astron Stars RPG has a Trello, if I'm correct. Let me take a look. Yeah, it looks. Yeah, Pure Astron Stars RPG has a Trello. Oh wait. Yeah, it looks like it does. Yeah, it does. So, yes, Pure Astron Stars RPG does have actually. Yeah, I can. Okay, so. Oh wait, FAQ. Wait, oh yes, it does have Trello. Okay, so they also have its own spreadsheet too. So props to them for making a spreadsheet. Legend of Zominus does have its own wiki apparently. Or they're in the process of. Challenge RPG, Infinity RPG. Yeah, Infinity RPG has its own wiki too, so props to them for making it fandom. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that if you just look at the resources that the RPG community, that the RPG game has given you, like for example, sometimes if they, and actually if they are nice enough, they probably will also give you an index in the game too. For example, if you look here, Pure RPG was nice enough to give us an index on the swords and drops it has. So like this guy, the 120 left-hand blade, I have that. This guy, bare fist, man and conveniently grizzly grill soup from SpongeBob, Stone Goliath, and Jellyfish. And we also got Dark Seeds, Amethyst, Imperial Astron. So yeah, you can clearly tell it just really depends on the game, what you're looking for and stuff, and all that stuff. So yeah. So there's also now. So let's talk about the general game in general and what you look like, or what we have here. So basically, for those who don't know, many RPGs start in a world where basically you have a village and your main objective is to fight grass monsters. I mean, there's no kidding. I mean that honestly. I mean, you was playing RPG for the longest time, and depending on the game, you will see a game. And depending on what it says, where it has an index or something like that. The bosses might have something that shows them that they have a Robin drop on them, like this exclamation point on the grass titan. So, like the grass legend, for example, and then all that stuff. So, yeah, it really depends on the type of like if you just did some research around the game, then it would would help out if you did research around the game. Like I said, when it comes to playing RPGs, you just gotta do some research on what you can find. Also, what's this? Oh boy, yeah. So it really depends on the game at the end of the day. It just really depends on the game and at the end of the day, like so, and all that stuff. But this is just a general overview on tutorial on how to play classic RPG games or modern RPG games, depending on what you have. So yeah, at the end of the day, it just depends on the game, but that's just a general overview. So yeah, that's probably it, honestly. So. Yeah, there's also, and then, there's also one more thing I do want to talk about too, which I forgot about, shops. Actually, yeah, so you can also, with RPGs, sometimes you can have an item quality too, which I think is pretty cool, so, there's that, and there's also, like, quests. Some people sometimes, there are also sometimes going to be sometimes these things where basically you can collect gold and stuff, that also depends on the RPG too, like I said. Like there, for example, you also have a pawn shop. There also can be advanced potion shop. Every RPG is different in its own way. So like in what it brings to its table. Like for example, Pure Stars RPG brings the potions back and all that stuff to the table, and everything else. So and with their big world and with open worlds and open world RPGs coming back bigger than ever, it's crazy that a lot of people are going to be curious on what there's going to be. So. Yeah, at the end of the day, it really depends on the type of game you have. So, whether it's an open world RPG like Pure Stars or a classic based game like Infinity, it's really gonna depend on the game, like I said in the past. So, yeah, that's really about it. But it's just your classic style RPG guide on how to fight mobs and stuff, and also armors too, which I will go into in depth more. So basically, every area does have armors too, which I will say, but. Like, for example, like every area has armor, sword drop, and everything else like that. So, you just have to look around, and yeah, who knows. So, fans probably going to be, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. I know I said in the past, I know that so many times, but that's probably going to be it. So, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. My name is Partial Online, so please be sure to subscribe, like, and turn on bells on the channel. But you also know this video is my Partial Online feature. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and this big game sticking out. And, yeah, just that was your, hope you enjoyed this guide, and let me know if you guys want to see more. Peace out.